So every now and then we get a moment where the right slips up and tells you what they actually believe. And usually these moments come from the fringe. So for example, there was a tweet that went viral the other day. It said, well, look at how everything's going over on conservative TikTok. And it was a compilation of conservative commentators, apparently TikTok conservative commentators, or I don't know where they find these people because I've never heard of any of them, right? And they were arguing with a straight face, hey, actually, if you believe the education system is full of liberal indoctrination, then apply that also to Martin Luther King. Maybe he wasn't such a great guy. In fact, maybe he was a terrible guy. And as one of the people in the video called him, maybe he was a troublemaker. Maybe he was a communist, adulterer, troublemaker. So this is that's you know what that is? That's the mask off moment. I don't know where I got that noise from, but we're going to go with that. Mask off. Should mask off. So that's like, because to this point in my life, most of the time, what would Republicans do? If MLK was alive today, bro, he'd be a Republican and stuff. He would love Mitt Romney. He'd love Donald Trump. He'd love the border wall. He'd love cutting taxes for Goldman Sachs. Like this, unironically, they go with, hey, he'd be a Republican. He hates Democrats. He loves Republicans. Well, now you get the mask off moment. Now, you got the Nick Fuentes's out there. You got the people who are a little bit more like, maybe Hitler was based. Like, you're getting some of that, right? By the way, I might get demonetized for that, too, so support the show on Patreon. Just saying that word, Hitler. Anyway, so now this links into this conversation. Religious right attorney Matt Staver says Christian schools must ban children of same-sex couples, otherwise students might have positive personal experiences with such families, which could undermine their understanding of biblical doctrine. So what's the mask off moment? Hey, we just don't want gay people to even exist. That's the mask off moment. Now allow me to add as a little asterisk to this conversation, somebody go check this dude's search history. I'm sure there's some questionable things on his search history. Nothing actually questionable, but questionable from his perspective, right? Anyway, let's keep going.
If I were running the school, I would not allow that student to come into the school that is from a same-sex household. Personally, that's what I would do. And I would not allow a student to stay there. And I know other people may have other views on that, because on the one hand, you want to be able to have your ministry as something that's transformative. But look, my view is that whether it's certainly K through 8, these kids are not, you and I might be able to engage in this cultural war and battle and be biblically grounded, but these kids are not prepared for that. And it is a real disservice to put these kids in the situation, particularly in a Christian school that ought to be a safe environment for them, where they can become very confused, and what they experience at that level can be life-changing for the rest of their lives. That's like putting kids in a viper pit. They're not ready for that. Christians not being grounded in doctrine, no matter how the winds blow, but being changed by personal experiences, is a problem. In fact, that is the reason why this Respect for Marriage Act passed in the United States Senate. All of those people that voted for it, they were on record that they were in favor of marriage as a union of a man and woman. All of them. Why did they change? We know from some of their staffers, well, they changed because either someone in their family or people that they know, they found out are homosexual or in same-sex relationships. So they couldn't bring themselves to vote for the right thing that they knew what they're supposed to do. But they didn't do it because of personal experiences. And so be very cautious in protecting those children and do what you need to do to protect them.
I mean, there's a huge admission in there, right? I mean, the whole admission is, if you allow people to meet different kinds of people, they're going to realize that they're normal and just like everybody else and totally cool. And look, this doesn't just apply for gay people. You know what else it applies to? Trans people. You know what else it applies to? Any kind of minority you'd like. Racial minority, any kind of religious minority. The best way to make somebody not bigoted is to just have them immersed in an environment with some people that are quote-unquote different, and then they realize very quickly, oh, we're actually kind of the same. There is no difference. So why, if I'm treating this person badly, it's like I'm treating myself badly. I would never want to do that, so why am I going to be a D-bag to this person? He's admitting all of it. That's such a powerful lesson. You know, and look, it even goes for, now I'm going to stretch it a little bit, but bear with me, because many of you will agree with me, although some of you will disagree with me. This is also how you change minds politically. If you show up, you're the lefty, you got 4 buddies, one of them's a moderate, the other 3 are conservative. If you're just normal, if you're just cool, and if you just over time slip little bits here and there, let everybody know, yeah, I'm on the left. Over time, at the very least, they're going to think, I know plenty of lefties, they're cool, so if they see some charlatan propagandist who's crusading against the left, to be like, Jim's on the left. There's nothing wrong with these people. You might not agree with them, but he's cool. And that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is you actually convince a bunch of them. And they're like, yeah, I'm on the left too. After hearing what you said, hearing your arguments, I'm with you. Like, this is how it works. What an admission. But again, the point here is what? Not even just for gay people, for the kids of gay people. We don't want you to exist. I don't want you to exist. So I need to pretend like you're a demon, like you're the devil, like you're evil. And the only way I can do that is if you stop hanging out with people, because people realize you're cool and then they can't hate you. So he's saying we rely on ignorance and propaganda and brainwashing. That's what we rely on to keep our ruse going, you know? And again, I'll say it again. Check this dude's browser history. I guarantee you there's some sketchy stuff in there. There's some questionable stuff in there. How many times have we seen Ted Haggard, classic televangelist, super Christian, anti-gay, married people have the best sex. That's something he said back in the day. He gets caught with a gay hooker in a motel doing crystal meth off his ass cheeks. Silent sinners scream the loudest. The most aggressively anti-gay are usually daydreaming about cock and balls. Okay? YouTube, please don't demonetize me. Please don't derank me in the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. Everybody subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more about cock and balls. Okay. So, man, this guy's loathsome. This guy's loathsome. But you know what? They're losing the battle. They're losing the battle. What are you going to do? They already lost the battle on gayness. Eventually, they will lose the battle on transness. You know, they're just going to... People are just people, man. People are just people. And as soon as everybody learns, this is a normal dude, whatever, it's over. Game, set, match. There's no reason to spend your life hating the other like that. You know, especially people got real problems, man. You want to do this boogeyman about, they're slightly different. They're into different things sexually. www.whocares.com. What are you talking about? People can't pay the bills. People can't afford their health insurance. People have kids that got sent off to fight and die in a country that didn't attack us. And you're over there like, little Timmy is gay. Nobody cares. Well, apparently you do. And think about how bigoted that is. Not going to allow even the kids of gay... Obviously, he wouldn't allow gay people, period. But he's not even going to allow the kids of gay people into his private school. You get in the way of my propaganda. What can I say? Scum of the earth, man. Scum of the earth. All right, guys. That's the show. I love y'all very much. Everybody, do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1 million subs. For the love of God, if you watch this channel and you don't subscribe, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not gonna get me recommended to you, especially if you're not subscribed. So you might see a video. Oh, hey, I like that video. You're only gonna get that if you subscribe. And then also if you click that little bell icon, so you get a notification every time the video drops. Then you'll know. Oh, Kyle dropped 7 videos today. You know, people might only see 1 or none on any given day. So everybody do that. And massive shout out to everybody who supports this show on Patreon. You guys make it work, especially with this new crackdown from YouTube when it comes to anti-cursing policy. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get all of the curses out of my system. It's just, unfortunately, the way I talk, and it is what it is. So I'm trying to reel it in, but it ain't working too well, let's say. And shout out to everybody who supports Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. You guys are awesome as well. So I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.